Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Over the summer, I actually ended up shooting an install video on how to install the Ford OEM ramps with the newer generation F-150s. These ramps are very unique in the fact that there is a metal plate that bolts to the tailgate that the ramps slide onto. And this secures the ramps onto the tailgate so that they won't slide off. Most aftermarket ramps rest up on the tailgate and they include straps that you have to attach to the bottom, like your hitch receiver for on your towing, on your tow bar in the back to keep the ramps from falling off the tailgate as you're driving the ATV up. The install that I ended up shooting, and that'll be at the end of this quick intro, is it was quite the installation debacle, if I might say. The instructions from Ford Parts was just very hard to follow. I actually ended up calling Ford Parts and asking them for some clarification on what they meant. The bottom line is, it's starting to thunder, starting to rain a little here. The bottom line is that this metal plate here, there's a plate underneath this protective plastic. The instructions say that if you've got the bed liner on the tailgate, which I do, you're supposed to order another panel that's not coated with it. And I couldn't understand that because it looked in the installation that you actually took that panel off and you bolted this metal piece in instead. And actually the lady I talked to in Ford Parts had said, no, this piece goes onto the existing piece. And the only reason that they want you to have a piece that doesn't have the bed liner sprayed on it is because of some warranty, etc. So, I mean, it made no sense. I know the part I think is over $100. And I said, you know what, forget this. So I just installed the metal plate over the existing plate. And then I reinstalled this plastic bed liner here. So what I'll do is I will attach the video showing the install. That one I had filmed last summer while I was waiting for my Honda Rubicon to come in. I just want to make sure I had a set of ramps when I went to pick this up at the dealership that was like an hour and a half away. One other thing is for the install, you know, the F-150s have got those removable hooks on the inside that you can attach stuff to. This kit is pretty cool because it actually comes with special mounts where you can mount these onto the side. There's cable locks that actually have a lock that you can key to your ignition key. It's very well thought out. The only reason I did not install them in the back is my F-150 is a crew cab. So I've got a lot of room in there, and actually the floor in the back seat is flat. So anytime I have to use these ramps, I will actually just throw them into the floor of the back seat and carry them that way versus trying to install them on the side. And I usually have got a storage box made by Backflip that's in there that would kind of be in the way. So anyways, watch the install video and then I'll show you how the ramps slide on so that you can see how, how to load your ATV. Thanks. All right, so the installation is pretty simple. Each of the ramps slide onto this tube. And what you end up doing is you pull the pin, extend the ramp all the way down. That's one. Grab the other one. Second position, put it down, you align it. There's no chance of the ramps coming off of the tailgate, and thus the ATV won't end up come crashing down onto the ground. So this is my 2015 F-150 Platinum. It's a Super Crew, 6.5 foot box instead of the 5.5 foot box. Today we're going to be unboxing the Ford OEM ramps that attach to the tailgate and that store inside the bed of the truck. The part number for this is right here. Make sure if you do order one, the -C at the end signifies that you end up getting 2 ramps. There are kits that Ford has that only has 1 ramp in case you have a motorcycle, etc. The -C basically gives you everything that you need. You got the 2 sets of ramps that are in here. Looks like instructions, cables to lock everything in, some additional hardware there, and then the actual bracket plate that mounts on your tailgate is here on the bottom. If you take a look, I do have a backflip tonneau cover on here. I do have the back box. The problem is, I think with the way the ramps are going to get stored along the sides, the box is going to get in the way because you can't get to the front side hook. So we'll have to check that out. One other thing that I had noticed in the instructions, which kind of stumps me here, and we'll see when we get into this, is the fact they make a note here. Sorry, it's a little breezy out here. For vehicles with a spray-in bed liner, the tailgate access plate highlighted in the picture below needs to be replaced with an uncoated tailgate access plate, which can be purchased through your local Ford dealership. And here's the plate that they're talking about. I'll show you what mine looks like. I don't know why you would have to put in a bare bones one, because according to the instructions, you end up taking out the old plate and then you attach the new plate that's got that hinged edge to it that the ramps slide onto. So let's see what's going on with the tailgate. So here's my tailgate protector that I had bought brand new when I had gotten the truck, and I decided to put it on so that I wouldn't end up scraping up the bed liner, etc. It's a genuine Ford part. I ended up taking out the 8 torque screws that hold it in. And you can see this just lifts out of the way. And here's my sprayed in bed liner from the factory. And then this just ends up, once you have all the screws out, this bed liner pops out. And that's it. So supposedly, take the new bracket that they give you. That's the hinge that the ramps slide on. And this is supposed to be bolted down to here. So we'll take a look. I'm going to try to see if I can fit it into place a little bit better and see if I really need to order this uncoated replacement piece that the instructions say. Unless that piece may end up just going back on top of here, which may be the case, but let's take a look at the instructions. Okay, so here, these instructions are nuts. Here they show you taking off the original one. This has got all the ridges and stuff in here. That's how mine looks. Okay. Then they show you putting on the new plate and putting the bolts in. And here it is with the bolts in here. And they did not replace the plate on there. So, looking at it, here it is. This is the way it sits. There's a little groove here that fits in here. All the screw holes line up fine. That looks great. So now the question is, you just put the screws in, or we put this piece back on again and bolt that down and give it a little bit more protection, kind of returning it back to the way it looked from the factory with the bed liner. So I'm going to check and see if the new screws will go through this hole. If not, if the screws are too big, which I have a feeling they are, then we'll just use this plate and we'll store this and won't use it again. Why they want you to buy an uncoated one is beyond me. Okay, so the screws they give you, these will not fit through the factory bed liner piece, so there's no doubt that this thing needs to stay off. Now, the other thing I had noticed was, yeah, per the instructions, you just put the bolts through and this will fit. However, these bolts that they gave me are the exact same size bolts or screws that came with the tailgate protector. So I just thought, hey, why not? Why don't I see if all this stuff lines up? And sure enough, I can line up all the holes to here. There's no clearance issues. And you know what? I can re-bolt on my tailgate protector and it'll be just like it was before, except for this new metal bar that the ramps end up sliding onto. So let's see what it looks like once we put the screws back in. All right, guys, the plastic tailgate protector is bolted back on with the 8 bolts, the torque screws, and it came out perfect. It fits exactly the way it did before. Only difference is now you've got this line that just goes along here that the ramps will slide in. So it's getting kind of dark here. Sun's going down right now. I'll continue the video. We'll take this the back box out, and then we will put in the hardware to attach the ramp storage on these side rails that unlock, and then we'll do a full demo. Oh, one other thing I did notice is if you end up buying these ramps, I think MSRP through Ford is over $700. I think I did see them on Amazon. Once again, you got to be careful. Make sure you get the one that's got both ramps and not the single, because I thought there was a great deal out there, and then I realized the part number was different, that last letter, and it was only a single ramp. The thing is that I did find these online through Varsity Ford Parts. They were like, I want to say $549 plus shipping. I called my local Ford dealership and I told them about the deal, and they said, yeah, no problem, they would match it. So it took one day for the parts to come in. Picked them up today, $549 plus tax. Got it for less than $600. Didn't have to pay for shipping. And check with your Ford dealership. They should hopefully work with you.